Hello, and welcome to Randall's Island Park. My name is Rob, and I am one of the horticulturists here. Today, I will lead you on a brief audio tour of the cherry blossom history of Washington, D.C. and New York City. One of the most important years in the history of cherry blossoms for the USA was in 1912. During this year, a gift of Japanese cherry trees from Mayor Ozaki of Tokyo City was presented to the city of Washington, D.C. Mayor Ozaki donated the trees to enhance the growing friendship between the United States and Japan, and also celebrate the continued close relationship between the two nations. Later on in 1912, 6,000 cherry saplings were shipped from Japan. 3,000 saplings arrived in Washington, D.C., and the other 3,000 arrived in New York to celebrate the 300-year anniversary of the development of the Hudson River. Fast forward to 2012, where Washington, D.C. celebrated its 100-year anniversary since the first cherry blossom was introduced into the United States. Over time, more cherry trees began to be planted in the USA as the close relationship between Tokyo and the USA continued. In 1934, General Woodford proposed that Claremont Park's name be changed to Socorro Park in New York. Later, cherry trees were planted and are still enjoyed by citizens to this day. In 1960, Tokyo and New York City signed a sister city agreement, and in celebration, the city of Tokyo sent a stone lantern. The dedication was attended by the Crown Prince of Japan, now Emperor Akihito. On April 13, 2016, a Miharu cherry tree was planted in Brooklyn's Prospect Park to commemorate the relationship between New York City and Tokyo and the areas of the Tohoku region that were devastated by natural disasters in 2011. There were plans at the time to install the remainder of the Miharu cherry trees across the 5 boroughs. The Miharu cherry tree is Japan's largest weeping cherry tree and one of its most historically famous. The trees that were planted at Prospect Park come from the seeds of a Miharu cherry tree that is over 1,000 years old. Today, many cherry blossom celebrations have begun to include virtual imagery and videos. Now more than ever, people everywhere can experience the magnificent blooms of various cherry tree species that were once unknown to many. Over time, more people will have the opportunity to be introduced to even additional cherry trees that are celebrated not only in the USA, but throughout the world. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed learning about the history of cherry blossoms. If you are interested in further learning about cherry trees, then please check out Randall's Island Park on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or at our website, randallsisland.org.